Hello! So, what is this video about? I just turned on the camera without preparation of what I'm gonna say. I was enjoying my ramen so much, it tastes so good. There are people that look younger than their age. When you're my age and you look like the age I look like, I think it makes life a lot harder than better. And I hope there's gonna be people that agree with me and feel the same way I do. But if this is just a rant talking about nonsense and just complaining about nothing, you could turn it off. Looking like you're 12 and being almost 21 kills. I know that sometimes I contribute to it because I like my little kawaii lolly styles and my eyes, the way I do my eye makeup, and sometimes the way I dress, most times the way I dress, because I don't have any money for any awesome stuff. This clothes I've had since middle school, so that helps. That's why usually people are mistaking me for a 12-year-old, and I'm very much used to it, but at the same time, it's just something that you have to deal with in life, and it's annoying. You just have to constantly deal with. And sometimes it's really annoying. Sometimes it's just a little annoying thing and you're like, yeah, whatever, it happens every day, blah, blah. But sometimes you really just want to punch a person in the face. Don't punch a person in the face. You don't get violent. Violence is not the answer. People love to say, people always say, when you get older, you're going to love this gift you have. That's great. Thanks for telling me that. Everybody says that, as if it's going to make how it feels now better. I can't wait for the future. I can't wait to turn 50. I should just skip this whole part of my life and just go to 50. No. What's great about it now? How about you tell me that? That'd be a lot better to say. It's something I'm used to and something I embrace anyway, and sometimes I really enjoy being a very adorable anime character, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes I really wish I could turn it off and just be fierce, sexy, or, I don't know, have people scared of me. I don't know. Things that make it really hard to deal with right now. Number one, dating. You'll see a hot guy over there and you'll be like, ooh, I want to get me some of that. That hot guy is looking at you like, oh, she's adorable, but why is a 12-year-old in a bar? Yeah, it sucks. So they say they don't like you back. And you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, I look 12, I get it. You don't want to go out with a 12-year-old, even though I'm 20. I'm not gonna say that there's nobody. I mean, there's a bunch of people that would like someone that looks like me. Pedophilia? I don't know what I'm saying. That's kind of conflicting with me right now. Find somebody that doesn't mind a person that looks like a preteen. For me, I feel it makes it harder for me to find someone I like that would like me back. Point blank, period. Another thing that makes it hard is always getting stopped by the police because they think you are running away from home. I always got stopped by the police in the Port Authority in New York. It was always like when everybody is somewhere, like school, kids are at school, people are at work, and it's between rush hours. If I end up being in there around that time, they stop me. Almost every time. You have to deal with asshole policemen. Not gonna say the police shouldn't do their job, because there are kids that are running away that look like me, but just ask for my ID. And send me about my way. That's all I need. That's all you need, is my ID. Make sure I'm not doing stuff. So, my camera cut off. I've finished the whole video before I noticed, and then I watched the whole whatever the camera recorded until I saw where I left off, and now it's getting dark. Where I left off, the police officer that was trying to stop me, yes, he was an asshole. He had an asshole smirk. You don't need to have a little sarcastic conversation with me, you could just take my ID and go about your way. And then he ended up saying, you know what, I'm gonna believe you that you are your age, but you look really young, And I was like, yeah, thanks for believing me. And then I was about to go about my way, and then he goes to stop me again. I was like, but I can't let you go. Maybe I'm being really judgmental, but seriously though, you don't need to do all that. I know you're being sarcastic. I know you're being an asshole. I know you're, because you have to deal with that a lot in high school, that kind of bullying type of thing. Sarcasm is the worst. For me, sarcasm is the worst kind of bullying. Like, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Because they'll say something sarcastically, and you'll get mad at them, and you'll be like, okay, you're like bullying me. And they're like, no, I'm not. I'm saying you look nice. Okay, sorry. I went on a sarcastic bullying rant. I started getting an attitude. I started getting sarcastic back. And he was like, oh, so what school do you go to? Because I said I was on my way to school. And I told him, I was like, the art school. And then he was like, oh, so what do you study there? And I was like, art. He just looked at me and I was like, filmmaking. And eventually he let me go. Make the conversation you have to make. But you don't have to, I got stopped so many more times before that. And everything was fine and dandy. We had a little nice conversation. He did what he had to do and sent me about my way. The other 2 times I think I got stopped, so there was no need for that. If I'm scratching because I have eczema and my allergies are really bad, my eczema is really bad because my allergies are really bad, and you can hear it really loudly, I'm sorry. I can't help it. Sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it, and I would hear it in the video like, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I was sorry. Another time was that I would be buying something that you need to be old enough to buy. You would need to be 18 to buy or whatever. And that must be obvious. Or even in the movie theater when you're going to see, even a PG-13 movie, I still get carded and they ask for my ID. That's all fine. But again, people want to, just give you some problems a little bit. And I would give them my ID and they would just look at it like, you got to be kidding me. Like, this must be fake. And I'm sure I've caught her. And the person was just looking at my ID and then would just look back at me and be like, and I'm like, dude, it says it there. I'm sure you have, ways to tell if it's real. I mean, I'm not that amazing of a con artist. I don't know who I don't even think a 12-year-old would be amazing at being a con artist, but if you think you've came across a genius, that's awesome for you. And then he goes to his coworker, they talk about my ID. I'm like, really? All of this? Can you just stop wasting my time, please? Maybe I'm being, crazy, but it's really annoying. It's really annoying. You have to... I'm scratching again. Sorry. You have to, understand how annoying that is. Another time was that when you get into a club that's 18 and older or whatever, and because I'm not 21 yet. When I'm 21, oh my gosh, that's going to be horrible. Oh, I'm not going to want to go anywhere or do anything. Anyway, that even can give you some problems. So it didn't in New York when I went to raves, or when I went to a rave. I didn't have any problems. They were just like, give me your ID, cool, you're in. So I don't think they were about to not look at my ID. So I was like, hey, cool, awesome. But I gave them my ID. I was like, I don't want any problems. Stare at this long and hard. There was this one time I went on a cruise, and it was a sucky cruise anyway. I'm sure it probably wasn't that bad, but before I went on that cruise, I went on the Disney cruise. That cruise was wonderful, and I had a great time. After that, I went on the Royal Caribbean. I'm so itchy. Allergies. I'm probably also going to make a video on my eczema and allergies, and I want to make a hair video. That's just random. In the middle of what I was talking about. I'm not gonna be a hair person. I'm not gonna make a bunch of hair videos, but yeah. Anyway, so I went on a club on the Royal Caribbean, and once you go on the Disney cruise, I feel the Disney cruise is one of the best cruises. if you go on any other cruises, it won't be able to beat the Disney cruise. The Disney cruise was amazing. And if you have a choice between the Disney cruise or something like the Royal Caribbean, or, you know, another cruise, choose the Disney cruise. Choose the Disney cruise. Yeah, so I went on in the club on the cruise, on the Royal Caribbean cruise, and it was 18 plus. I was like 18 or 19. So I was going there, and I decided to, like, there was nobody there to take IDs, so I just went in. Then they knew they were late and they messed up, so then they come over, not ask for any ID or anything, they just say, get out. My sister and I were pissed. We were absolutely pissed. And there was a bunch of other things about that night that just ruined my whole night and part of the rest of my time there, but I'm not going to talk about that. Anyway, so yeah, we're having issues with the bouncers, I guess they're called, and having a big argument, all that, causing a scene and everything. They still do not want to ask for my ID at all. And eventually I forced my ID in their face, and I said, hey, look at this. It says my age, and it says I'm old enough to get into this club. And then they go, okay, go ahead. No apology, no nothing, just like, okay, go in. And I'm like, no, I don't want to anymore. I'm gonna go back to my room. Thank you. Bye. My mom convinced me the next day to go back to the club. So I did. And they let me in, check my ID, no questions, no nothing. But while I was there dancing, the bouncers, the other bouncers, the rest of the bouncers, whatever, were just surrounding me. Like, not surrounding me literally, but like hawks hovering over me and just constantly watching me. And I couldn't have fun like that. And I was like dancing on the dance floor right here, and then there's stairs going down to the dance floor right here, and there was a bunch of them on the stairs just looking over, and I know they were just watching me because there wasn't many other people on the dance floor. And I'm just like, great. I tried to ignore them and dance and just focus on my awesome footwork, you know. That lasted like half the time I was there, I think. And yeah, that was annoying. And then like every time you meet someone new, they remind you that you look really young for your age. And that's fine, you know. Usually people are trying to compliment me because they wish they had, you know, a certain youthful thing that I have or something, you know. Some people wish they were shorter. Some people wish they had a smaller part of their body. Some people wish they had a youthful, more youthful looking feature or something. So I understand that, the complimenting me and all that stuff. It's just a reminder of how annoying it makes life. And I'm not saying don't come up to me and talk about how young I look. I'm just asking to not have the phrase that I'm going to love this in the future. I've heard it enough. I've heard it more than enough, and I'm sick of it. I'm sorry. I'm complaining about the smallest things. If you feel that way, I'm sorry, but I mean, I hope there's other people with baby faces that feel the same way. I'm kind of sick of that, and it doesn't help anything in the present, and that's how I live in the present. I try to mostly live in the present. So, yeah, that's all I'm asking. I have a lot of issues with my looking younger than I really am, and it sucks to be reminded of it, and it sucks to it's really frustrating to hear that phrase. So yeah, I should talk about the good things of it, you know, just to even it out as much as I can. I'm gonna try to be as positive as I can. I'm still working on being a positive person, but it's all blue. To say it positively, like the good parts of having a baby face is that you can avoid a lot of things, a lot of adult responsibilities, a lot of things that people think. I mean, it sucks that people think that you won't be able to handle it, but like if you're lazy and you just don't feel like dealing with that stuff, you can avoid it. You can just be like, I don't know that stuff. I'm meh. And they'd be like, oh, okay, you know, like it's acceptable for you to not have to do some things or or worry about some things or deal with some things because you look like you're not old enough to deal with it. Some people can't help but treat you the way you look, so I feel it hinders me in my anxiety because I don't have to do a lot of things, so I don't have to face my anxiety a lot of the time, or, you know, I could be extra lazy. But if you don't have those issues and you just want to be a little lazy sometimes, you can use your adorableness to your advantage. Also, you're really adorable. People love adorable. You make people screech and implode. That's pretty awesome. People will love you, and they just attract to you because they're like, adorableness, you're like a puppy, oh my god, and you get a lot of love for being the most adorable person ever. So, yeah, that's amazing. There's probably more things, but yeah, you're really adorable, and you can avoid a lot of things, and you get a lot of love. That should be enough. I'm sure you could find more. If you really think about it. You could probably add on to that, you know. Keep going with it. So that's it for this video. So my DSLR cut off. As soon as I was done with the video and I said that will be it for this video, it cuts off. I think it's on a certain time that it cuts off, like Hannah Vancouver. She's pretty awesome. She gives advice on mental health, mental issues like depression, anxiety, eating disorder, all that stuff. So if you, I'm promoting her because I watch her all the time. She's awesome. So go to her channel. That's in the bottom down there. Yeah, give her some love because she's awesome. She loves Pokemon and Totoro too. So yeah. Oh, this is a comb. I'm probably gonna make a video on those things eventually if I get better at recovering from it and get better at dealing with it. I'm so exhausted from making this video that I don't think I'm gonna make my other video tonight. So stay awesome, stay majestic, stay kawaii, and I'll see you later in the next video that I'm too lazy to make right now, so I'll probably make it tomorrow or the next day or something. So yeah, bye! I'm making ramen right now. And I finally learned like a good way to make it. Put butter in your ramen. Not this much butter. This is a lot of butter. You'll die.